Ms. Silva, the other questions you can answer about the preschool I wanted to answer for you.
Okay. Should I continue asking
No,
the question?
you can't continue answering. The answers are not coming. Go ahead, Ms. Silva.
Mike, you answered the question. It's exactly as you indicated. I got a call from the county superintendent, and we're not opening that exemption.
I think the gentleman, in fairness too, had some questions about the busing, though.
Well, as far as those contacts, you want to direct those questions, you can send them by email to Mr. Boyle and Ms. Bunnell. They can research and get back to me with an answer. I can't just go by what you have on your computer. I don't see what you have in front of you, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Just to look into it and see what you guys might do.
Mr. Seiler, I think.
Commissioner, I think that measure of past the trend and about the ads on buses are only for boards that use their own buses.
Yes,
I don't know if we can put an ad on a private company.
Well, let me correct Mr. Seiler in all due respect. I thought that might come up because there was something in Marlboro, apparently as Great Park Press spoke about. I did contact our very good Senator Singer's office today, and I wanted to know if in fact that bill had passed. What they told me, I can only mimic what I'm told at this time, is that the Assembly did pass that bill, but it's still sitting in the Senate. I don't know that to be accurate or not, because if I read the article, if someone faxed me, it said in Marlboro it passed, and that it passed. Regardless, we are waiting to get a copy of that. The good Senator's office will get us a copy of that, but what was sent to us says it was passed in the Assembly, not in the Senate. If it has been passed, it does cover, from what we understand, but we don't have a copy of the law, that it covers buses owned by the district. However, I would make the argument, since we outsource busing, that why don't we make a deal, if you will, with the, since we do have significant buses going throughout this town, likely or not we do, if that is the law, which we did reach out, you reached out, I reached out today.
I understand. I did go on the New Jersey Office of Legislative Services website, punched in, and all I came up with was that it was passed in the Assembly and it's still sitting in the Senate.
But if it does pass, and hopefully it will, the board will hopefully authorize and allow us to speak with the bus companies, how we could do some profit sharing and how we could get advertising on buses. Of course, there's very strict rules. Can't be for certain things, yes, certain things, but that is definitely a revenue stream we should explore once we're told it passes.
And a revenue stream that should go back
to the general local public school budget. Okay, thank you.
I had 30 seconds, you said I was at 3.5.
You did say that.
I did.
She's not here.
I did. I spoke to her, but
Can you reserve my 30 seconds for when Ms. Silva gets back? Fine.
Ms. Silva's not here. I don't know. I thank God I'm still of sound mind. I know what I said. I'm just saying I didn't know Ms. Silva left.
Well, we'll give you 30 seconds.
When Ms. Silva comes back, we'll let you know. I'm sorry if T. Court Tracy. Am I saying that wrong?
Forgot my name already?
Well, you write Tiff Tracy. I'm like, it's Tracy Tiff.
Good afternoon.
Doesn't it say T. Court? Come right here. It says T. Court Tracy. He likes it. Sometimes he signs his name twice.
Last name first. That's good.
Mr. Tiff, go ahead.
Yeah, I want a couple questions at all. There was a rumor, I think an article I read somewhere, where bed bugs were at Oak Street School. I would just like to get some confirmation on that, if that's true or not. Also, the bathroom doors at the high school, there were complaints about the doors being locked because of tagging. Students are tagging in the bathroom, so those bathrooms are locked. The only two bathrooms available are the ones by the cafeteria. I believe there's over 1,200 students in the school, only two bathrooms. That seems like a health issue. Just need a little more clarification on that as well, if that's the case. In the middle school? I'm sorry. That was the middle school, not the high school. I'm sorry. Oh, both? Okay, I'm sorry. Both. All right, page 10, item number 1 on the agenda, as far as teacher being approved to go to a class on Friday, which was October 22nd, for $289. Being that today is the 27th, was that approved? I thought that we were at the understanding that any training classes that teachers are going to go to, that it would be brought before the board, before the time of the class, and just wondering about that. Page 14 on the agenda, item number 6, the consultants to provide professional development. I see numbers, I see figures, but I don't see what they're going to be teaching or what is that an hourly rate, is that a flat rate? You know, some of us higher than others, one's 11,000, one's 45,000. Just need to get some clarification on exactly what subjects and what schools that these professional development is going to be taking place at. Is it high school, middle school, elementary schools? All right. Page 16, item number 2. Item number 2 and B1. Patricia Hansen and Pat Hansen, are they both the same person or is that 2 different people? I'm not sure.
Any other questions?
No, that's it.
Okay, Dr. Deb.
The bed bugs, they're being investigated right now. There has been notice saying that they think there's been two classrooms that think they've, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble speaking. Tired. There's been 2 reports of it and they are being investigated. The bathroom doors have been reported to me earlier this week. We're working on a plan. There should be a better plan in place by tomorrow. Probably won't be in place by the morning, but it will be in place by the close of the day. I was unaware of the middle school. I was only made aware of the high school. I will investigate that tomorrow as well. The training session was actually for the Director of Technology. That notice came across late, so I knew that was going to be an issue. It was approved. It's not common practice from this day forward. The flat rate regarding whether it was a flat rate or not, and the professional development that is actually through Title I funds for the non-public schools. The difference in the rates is dependent on whether it was 1 day, 2 day, what the services were, and who the services are. There has to be documentation to support those funding. And they
Actually, in our audit done by the state and federal government, they specifically require that we list these on agendas. But these, from what we've been told, are non-public funds, Title I, 2, and 3. We were told to list them on agendas from now on, which we were doing.
And they are formally evaluated and approved based on the accreditation of the people. And Pat Hansen and Patricia Hansen is the same person.
So they're retiring and then we bring them back as...
No. She's going on a leave of absence from September 22nd till December 7th, and then effective, her retirement becomes effective on December 8th.
Thank you.
Okay, the next person would be Don Albanese. Don Albanese? Oh, I'm sorry. Barbara Cutter did not leave them. He said they, I got that.
All right, Barbara Cutter, 65 Drake Road. I'm looking at the agenda again for the stipends, and it pains me to have to be up here again to ask about Deshaun Rua as the assistant director for the marching band. I know a lot of emails have gone back and forth. We've been up at this mic since August, and he still has nothing in writing stating that he's going to get paid, and he worked the season. And I really would appreciate an answer to that today. And my second question is, I'm hearing that the state was in the schools, specifically the middle school. Can you let us know why?
As far as the individual that you indicated, before he can be placed and we can employ him, I have to have assurance that his fingerprinting has gone through, and when I spoke to HR, it had not. So until that is done, we can't hire anybody without that.
Okay.
So I was going
in writing, though.
Oh, he's already been contacted, and HR has contacted him because I was placing that on the agenda today, but that's a requisite.
And regarding the state, it was a CAPA visit, which is an arm of the state for a review. They come at the beginning of the year and they'll come again at the end of the year. They were requesting yesterday, they're in the middle school today, and they'll be in Clark tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Annette Kearney, I see Annette here.
In all due respect to Mr. Hobday, the situation he described with a particular bus company is not just one bus company. If you, throughout the town, buses are disrespectful on the roadway. That's the easiest way to say it. If you go to the high school in the morning, there's all different buses there. The roadways are smaller. Some pull to the side of the road. They park there, and then you have houses right across the street from the high school where children are coming out of the house to get on the bus, and sometimes those flashers don't go on either. And you have parents dropping their kids off at the high school. So it's not just one particular bus company, is what I want to go on record as saying. But in addition to that, in reference to the bus company that Mr. Hobday was referring to, I would say approximately a month ago, one of the residents stood up and asked the board about the safety of the buses that are running throughout our district. And it was a response from the board, if I'm not mistaken, that it wasn't the board's responsibility to put the ownership back onto the companies of these buses. So my question is, in the last couple of days, there's been articles of a particular board member who I guess is speaking on behalf of the board.
I want to correct you immediately. He is not speaking on behalf of the board, has no authority to speak on behalf of the board, as does any other board member.
Okay, because I did hear you say that earlier. I just want to make sure you were going to say it again. Because if that's the case, one, we should be trying to